Hi, I'm Joshua Groth with VistaOnline.com. Do you use your laptop to surf the web during boring lectures? Do you think laptops in class are a distraction? Some instructors think so. We're here with Vista reporter Ryan Croft, who's followed the story. Ryan, what do teachers really think about laptops in classroom?
Well, actually, Josh, there seems to be kind of a stigma among some of the students. Some of them believe that, they talk about the teachers are kind of just waiting to catch them using their laptops, and they just hate having them in class and want them banished from their classes. But the truth is, most instructors, the instructors I spoke with, would actually like the students to have their laptops in class if they're using them for a legitimate purpose. It's when they catch the students or can just kind of tell that the students are using them to zone out, surfing the web, chatting on Facebook, and that kind of stuff. That's when they have the issue.
Right. So, Ryan, what legitimate uses do students have for laptop in classrooms?
Well, like some of the instructors I spoke with, I guess they said what they feel is a legitimate use is as far as using the laptop for course-related or class-related activities. One of the instructors I spoke with, Jill Kelsey, she told me of a student she had in class who would, when she would mention something, kind of offhand in a lecture, or would bring up, just whatever, a topic, one of the students would jump on Google and Google that topic, or Google, that word that she had said, and to kind of find out some more background about it, and then have that background information to contribute to the class discussion. Dr. Porbabi was telling me about when he does computations on his computer and his desktop there in the class, then he likes his students to be able to take their laptops with their programs and try to do the same computations, and kind of work along with him on their computers. So in some classes, not only is having a laptop a benefit, but it could even be essential.
That sounds actually very beneficial, Ryan. Do you think students can actually multitask and listen to lectures while surfing the web during class?
Well, from what I understand, I think it kind of depends on the student, Josh. I spoke with one student, who was telling me about in one of his classes, the instructor was just reading the book. Literally just reading from a text out loud the entire lecture, So, in his opinion, especially if it's a book he already has and is reading outside of the class, why does he need to sit there and listen to it? Why not check his Facebook or catch up on some homework? So I think it depends on the student. Some teachers even are of the opinion that, if the student's making A's on his tests and is doing well on the homework, then who cares what he's doing on his laptop, Let him surf if he's going to surf. On the same token, they also feel that, hey, if it is distracting for a student and he starts making F's, well, it's his grade. If he wants to zone out, let him do that. Other instructors, again, Jill Kelsey, was telling me about how she doesn't mind a student zoning out so much, especially if she's going over a piece of information that, maybe they already know or they've heard about before. But what she said she feels is that it's rude to do things like MySpace to Facebook, because that's communicating with somebody else outside of the classroom. She said that's the same as if I just turned to my neighbor and started talking to him out loud in class, or even whispering to him, or I picked up my phone and started talking to somebody else. It's the fact that I'm completely taking myself outside of the classroom,
right.
As far as my mental thoughts. So, I guess back to your question, I think it really just depends on the student, and that seems to be the consensus even among some of the teachers. Well,
that all sounds great, Ryan. Well, Ryan, thank you for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it, and I am Joshua Gilbert with VistaOnline.com.